If you keep gassing out in beer league, even though you're in shape, it's because you're in the wrong shape. And here's the part that nobody tells you. The longer you avoid fixing this, the worse it gets every season. I've worked with players who've trained 4 to 5 days a week, but still felt their legs die halfway through their shifts. And the crazy part, they felt more conditioned within a month once we fixed one thing: building hockey specific conditioning. By the end of this video, you'll exactly why your conditioning isn't transferring into games, and how to build a gas tank that actually lasts for an entire game. And it starts with the mistake that every beer leaguer makes: only doing general fitness. Most players think conditioning is just long runs, random circuits, or workouts like P90X or CrossFit. All of that can get you fit, but it doesn't mean you're conditioned for hockey. Growing up, I did the same thing, going on long runs to build cardio. And it never changed how I felt on the ice. And here's why. These workouts built general fitness and not hockey specific conditioning. When hockey is short explosive bursts followed by a full rest on the bench and repeated for entire 60 minutes. If your conditioning doesn't match that pattern, you're gonna gas out no matter how in shape you are. And when you fix it, you'll instantly look like one of the fittest guys on your team because no one trains this correctly. Which brings us into the next point: building each energy system. When you're on the ice, your body isn't just doing one thing at a time, like a slow jog. A real shift is more like this: explosive first steps in under 10 seconds, hard skating and battling in 45 seconds, and sitting on the bench trying to recover for 1 to 2 minutes. So in reality, you're rotating through these 3 systems: your alactic system for your explosive first step, your lactic system to push harder for longer throughout a shift, and your aerobic system to recover effectively on the bench. Most conditioning plans only train one of these when you need all 3. And when you fix all 3, your teammates are going to finally ask what's changed within your game. So let's build each. First, by building repeat sprint ability. Anyone can go hard once, but beer league exposes the players who can't go hard again and again. A lot of players hammer themselves with one brutal conditioning workout when that's not what your body needs, because hockey is a bunch of repeated explosive bursts for an entire 60 minutes. To build this, we focus on repeat sprint ability by training your alactic system, which essentially looks like a hard effort for 10 seconds with a full recovery of 1 minute, repeated for 10 to 12 rounds. By doing this, you can have speed all shift long and be able to repeat it all game. So if you feel great for your first 2 shifts, but then it falls off, you don't need more cardio, you need better repeat sprint ability. Quick pause here. If you're 30 plus and tired of fading halfway through games, this is exactly what we work on in my 1-to-1 online coaching system. We don't just throw random workouts at you, we test where you're breaking down, build a custom plan around your equipment, schedule, in your game, so you can finally be the best player on the ice. And if you want that kind of precision instead of guessing, check the link below to apply. Now this leads us into our next problem. Your heart rate doesn't drop fast enough. Most players think they're tired during the shift, but the real problem is what happens on the bench. Your heart rate spikes throughout a shift, but never comes down fast enough, so your next shift starts when you're already half cooked. Think of it like this: if your brakes on your car are worn out, it doesn't matter how good your engine is because you'll overheat fast. Smart aerobic work and balanced intervals fix this, utilizing incomplete rest periods, such as going for 3 minutes at the highest steady pace you can maintain, followed by 30 seconds of incomplete rest, repeated for 4 to 6 rounds. Once my client John started incorporating these type of intervals, he felt he had more gas in the tank after the first period. But even if your conditioning is solid, you can still ruin it with one big mistake, and that's not structuring it around your week. Most beer league players don't have a bad work ethic, they have a bad schedule. You might be doing 2 heavy leg days too close to games, doing conditioning the night before late face-offs, or stacking too much intensity back to back. You're not tired because you're old, you're tired because your training lacks proper strategy. Some of my busiest athletes with full-time jobs, wife, kids, and late games made better speed and conditioning improvements with just 3 45-minute sessions every week, rather than grinding 5 to 6 days a week in the gym. Not because they backed off, but because we had proper strategy with their training. And here's how we did it using the beer league conditioning blueprint. When it comes to building the 3 energy systems, the aerobic, lactic, and alactic, I like to use this thing called the working the V, essentially focusing on 2 systems at a time: starting with the aerobic and alactic systems and working your way to the lactic system, or the most hockey-specific conditioning. Aerobic sessions can look like 2 minutes on with 30 seconds off for 6 to 8 rounds. Alactic can look like 10 seconds on, 30 seconds off, repeated for 6 to 8 rounds. And lactic conditioning can look like 30 seconds on with 60 seconds off, repeated for 8 to 10 rounds. By progressing your training this way, your conditioning is getting more and more specific to the demands of hockey itself. And here's the truth. You're not gassing out because you're out of shape. You're gassing out because you're doing the wrong type of conditioning. Fix the systems that hockey actually uses, and the whole game feels easier. Now, endurance means nothing if you don't have speed throughout a shift. So watch this next video to build a faster stride at home.